Welcome to another episode of Africa Farming. My name is Samuel, and for those who are new here, this channel is focused on new generation farmers and new entrants in farming who are willing to learn new farming practices. So if you're new here, take a second or two to subscribe and hit on the notification bell. For those people who've not watched our other videos, kindly go back to our channel, scroll through and see which video is relevant to what you're doing or what you're planning to do in your farm. Statistics in our analytics tell us that almost 57% of those people who watch have not subscribed. Kindly, if you're one of those, just take a second, click on that red button that says subscribe and join the Africa Farming family, and let's learn together as one. So in this episode, we'll be talking about ear tagging. Remember last episode, we brought the sheep at the farm and we did what we call deworming and administration of multivitamins. One other thing that you also need to do after you've dewormed your sheep and you've administered multivitamins is what we call ear tagging. Now, the purpose of ear tagging basically is to identify your sheep. For example, as I told you, we are not doing zero grazing here. We're doing free range. So sometimes we might actually need to take our sheep out of the farm, and most of the people around here, my neighbors, have also a lot of sheep. So you might find that, for example, when you go to the grazing area, you'll have your sheep, mingle with others, and in the process, if you've not identified your sheep because they are new, you might end up losing them because you don't know which is which. So the whole idea of ear tagging is for identification purposes. And not only when it goes to free range, it also helps in identification of lambs. For example, later on when they'll give birth, it's always good to ear tag, when it comes to the color, ear tag the lamb from an ewe that is the same color with the ewe, so that at least you can identify that this lamb belongs to this ewe. So ear tagging is very important, especially for sheep farmers. And this particular episode, we are looking at how we will be able to do that. For those people who are new to ear tagging and you've never done this before, you will need what we call a tag applicator. Now, remember when we talked about when we're doing the business calculation, the business side of sheep farming, I said that we're not going to buy the ear taggers. We'll have somebody tag them at the market. But where we bought, we never found anybody with an ear tagger. So we had to purchase a tag applicator. So traditionally, people around this area do not tag the sheep because it's more expensive for them. So what they do is they slit the ears, or they cut the ears with some sort of scissors or something. I'll show you one of the sheep that has those. In fact, some of the sheep that we bought already had those cuts. But now for us, we thought that the best thing for us would be, ear tagging. So the first thing that you need to do is to buy what we call a tag applicator. Now the tag applicator has two sides. There is the male side and there is the female side. I hope for those people who are adults know what we mean by male and female. Same thing applies to the ear taggers. Now that the tag applicator has the male side and the female side, also the tags themselves, when you buy them, have the female side and the male side. So the male side goes to the male side of the applicator and the female side goes to the lower side of the applicator. So when you press, the male goes into the female side of that tag. So that is how basically the tag applicator has been made and how it works when it comes to ear tagging. Now, one thing that we also need to know is, for example, like in our farm, not all these sheep belong to me. So what we normally do to identify whose sheep is which one, or rather which sheep belongs to who, what we do is we apply different colors of the tags. So for example, in this farm, you'll find any sheep that is red in color, that has a red tag, or a red and blue tag. Sometimes you mix. All those belong to me. There are those that have yellow tags. There are those that have, basically that is what I mean. So when you're buying the tags, make sure you buy a color that will identify your sheep. So if you've decided it's red, make sure that red color will be your identity. Same thing to other people. They can decide to choose different colors depending on what they prefer to be, their identity. So basically, how do you do this? How do you apply the ear tag on the sheep? The first thing is you have to make sure that you have somebody there to help you with handling the sheep, because the sheep has to be calm in the process of applying the ear tag. So on every sheep, you'll find, like for us, we have a system here that for female sheep, we apply the tags on the left side, on the left ear. And if we ever buy a male, a male ram or, a male sheep, we'll apply on the right ear. So that is the first system. Now, when you look at the ear, every sheep has what we call veins within the ear. That is not a place you'd want to apply the tag, because a lot of blood will ooze. But in between the veins, in between those veins, as you can see on your screen, there are places, there is a space, a very nice space that does not have those veins. And then at the middle, mostly at the middle of the ear, where there is a lot of space, and you can actually see the veins at the side. It's actually in between the veins. That is where you apply the tags. So you have to make sure that you position your tag applicator very well. So personally for me, I prefer the male side to be at the bottom of the ear or inside the ear, and the female part to be at the top. If you look at every ear, there is this top part and then there is the inner part. So for me, the male part will have to go through the inner part, and then the top part you leave the female part. The reason is because the female part is larger. The male part is just supposed to tag and stick with the female one. So just make sure when you're applying it, especially if you've never done it before, make sure you press it hard, because if you don't press it hard, you might injure that sheep, because it might not go through the ear. So make sure when you're pressing it, press it hard and at once. Don't press hard as you're, press it hard once so that it can actually go through the ear and stop on this other side. Otherwise, that's it. That's how you do your ear tags. If you have any questions, any feedback, kindly go to our comment section, comment and leave us your feedback. Also connect with us on our social media handles at Africa Farming KE on TikTok, Instagram and Twitter, Africa Farming on YouTube and Facebook. And also you can always connect us with our WhatsApp number. It's in the description. If you have any question with regards to these, we are learning together. So if you can actually ask us the questions, we can always float it to the people that know better than we do, and we'll ensure that you get the answer to your question. Otherwise, for now, is nothing, and until next episode, changamka na ukulima. Bye bye.